Navigating customs regulations. Importing electronics into the USA. Welcome back to our channel, where we provide valuable insights into the world of customs brokerage and international trade. In today's video, we will explore the customs regulations for importing electronics into the USA. Importing electronics requires adherence to specific regulations to ensure compliance with customs procedures. So, let's dive right in and understand the key regulations to keep in mind. Harmonized System (HS) Codes. The Harmonized System (HS) is an internationally recognized system for classifying products. Importers must accurately determine the HS codes for their electronic products. HS codes provide the basis for assessing duties, taxes, and regulatory requirements. Restricted and prohibited items. Certain electronic products, such as counterfeit goods, unauthorized copies, or products infringing on intellectual property rights, are prohibited from being imported. It is important to ensure that the electronics being imported comply with relevant regulations and do not infringe upon any patents, trademarks, or copyrights. Product safety and standards. Electronic products must adhere to specific safety and performance standards set by relevant regulatory bodies in the USA, such as the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission, CPSC. These standards ensure that the products meet the required safety and quality standards for sale in the USA. FCC certification. Most electronic devices that emit radio frequency, RF, energy, such as wireless communication devices, require certification from the Federal Communications Commission, FCC. Importers should ensure that their electronic products comply with FCC regulations and obtain the necessary FCC certifications prior to importation. Energy efficiency standards. Certain electronic products, such as appliances and lighting equipment, must meet energy efficiency standards set by the Department of Energy, DOE, to be imported into the USA. Importers should ensure compliance with these standards and label the products accordingly. Environmental regulations. Electronics may contain hazardous materials, such as batteries or certain components, which must be handled and disposed of properly. Importers should comply with regulations related to the importation and proper disposal of electronic waste, such as the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, RCRA. Intellectual property rights, IPR. Importers must ensure that they are not importing counterfeit or unauthorized copies of electronic products that infringe upon intellectual property rights, including patents, trademarks, and copyrights. Proper due diligence and sourcing from legitimate manufacturers are essential. Accurate and complete customs documentation is crucial when importing electronics into the USA. This includes the bill of lading, commercial invoice, packing list, and any specific certificates or licenses required for the importation of certain electronic products. Importers must declare the correct value of the imported electronics for customs valuation purposes. It is important to include all the costs associated with the purchase, such as the cost of the product, freight charges, insurance, and any applicable royalties or license fees. Anti-dumping and countervailing duties, AD, CVD. Certain electronic products may be subject to anti-dumping or countervailing duties to protect domestic industries from unfair competition. Importers should be aware of any such duties and understand their obligations and potential additional costs. Intellectual property rights, IPR, recordation. Importers can voluntarily record their registered trademarks, copyrights, and patent rights with U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP. This recordation helps CBP identify and prevent the importation of counterfeit goods that infringe upon intellectual property rights. Country of origin labeling. Electronics imported into the USA should be properly labeled with their country of origin. This requirement helps consumers and customs authorities identify the origin of the product and ensures compliance with labeling regulations. Anti-circumvention measures. Importers should be aware of any anti-circumvention measures in place to prevent the evasion of duties or import restrictions. These measures target methods used to alter or misrepresent the true nature or origin of electronic products. Customs bond requirements. Depending on the value and nature of the imported electronics, importers may be required to obtain a customs bond. A customs bond serves as a financial guarantee to ensure compliance with customs regulations and payment of duties, taxes, and penalties. Importers of electronics must maintain accurate and complete records of their import transactions. These records should include all relevant documentation, such as invoices, shipping documents, and customs declarations, and should be retained for a specified period of time as required by customs regulations. Working with a customs broker who specializes in electronics imports can be beneficial. Customs brokers have expertise in navigating the complex customs regulations and can assist importers in ensuring compliance, providing guidance on requirements, and expediting the clearance process. Importers should be aware that customs authorities may conduct post-clearance audits to verify the accuracy and compliance of import declarations. It is important to maintain proper records and documentation to facilitate these audits. Continuous monitoring and compliance. Regulations related to importing electronics are subject to change. Importers should stay informed about any new regulations, updates, or changes to ensure ongoing compliance with customs requirements. Trusted trader programs. Importers may consider participating in trusted trader programs, such as the Customs Trade Partnership Against Terrorism, CTPAT, to expedite the customs clearance process. These programs provide certain benefits and privileges for importers who meet specific security and compliance criteria. In this video, we explored the customs regulations for importing electronics into the USA. Adhering to these regulations ensures compliance, protects intellectual property rights, and prevents the importation of unsafe or counterfeit products. Importers should familiarize themselves with the relevant regulations, work alongside customs brokers, and maintain accurate records to facilitate the smooth and efficient importation of electronics. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more informative videos on customs brokerage and international trade.